What is going on, my fellow nerdettes and saying? So today's gonna be kind of a different video. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. Honestly, I've just been lazy. I gotta stop being lazy. I got a bunch of ideas and I just gotta actually do them. So this is a big one. This is gonna be a longer one, but this is kind of a discussion that I wanted to have with you guys, or kind of more like tips and stuff. Obviously, you guys can tell from the video, the title is which way is the best way to display your Funko Pops or your collection, your Funko Pop collection, depending if you're in-box, out-of-box collectors or anything like that. So I do have a bunch of different ones. I will give you my opinions on them, my honest opinion. I'm not sponsored by any of these people or anything, or I'm just like you guys. I've wanted to collect stuff. Obviously, space is a really big thing that we have to worry about if you're collecting Pops. I used to like to collect them in box because I feel like it saves space, because technically if you do out of box, you have to find a place to put the box as well. So I just figured to keep them in box. But then when you do that, obviously with like the higher valued ones or the Grails ones, you want to keep them in. Like these ones, honestly, we'll never see. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but my Jokers down here, those we'll never see out of box. Unfortunately, you know, I have a few other ones that just won't come out of box. But the ones that, you know, the ones now that they're starting to come out with, they're a lot more detailed. There's a lot more attention to detail on all these little Pops and stuff that if you don't, you know, display them out of box, you're kind of missing out a lot, because, you know, we all know that the box takes up, you know, a good amount. I want to say half of the box, but it does take up about, I'd say, a good like third of the box, and you can't really see the full detail of it, the front, the back, anything like that. Plus, it looks really cool when you have them side by side like this. So this, I never thought I'd have my whole, you know, Joker display out of box, but, you know, like I said, besides the certain ones that I'm not going to take out, the other ones I decided why not, and I love how it looks. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to start off with a few different options that I have. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alrighty, friends, so the first one you guys can obviously have for this one is going to be these bookshelves. Now these bookshelves, I actually got them from Walmart. I don't remember the exact price. I'll try to look on the website. If I find it, I put a link in the description. But they're about, I want to say, if I can remember correctly, they're between like, I want to say around $30 to $40. I want to say, I'm not 100% sure. Really good option. The only thing, honestly, is it takes up a lot of space. But it also gives you a lot of space. So as you guys can see at the bottom, it's kind of like my junk. I want to say my junk ones, but those are ones that still haven't organized and stuff like that. But the ones up here, not only does it work for Funko Pops, but it works for a whole bunch of other collectibles. The only thing you guys should be aware of is that this middle one right here is going to be that one's set. That one you can't customize or move around. This one you can. It has these little holes in the inside. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm using my GoPro, so sorry if there's an echo or anything, but there's these little holes right here, and you can actually move this one and this one as well to whatever collectible you are using. Same with this bottom one as well. You can move it, and there's holes at the bottom. This is the best way that I found for Funko Pops. So I don't know if I have pictures of how it used to be. They all used to be in box. So you could fit 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You could fit 12 across if they're in box, just like that. But as you can see, these are just the regular Pops that are the regular standard size box for Pops. It does get a little tight, as you can see these Batman ones and the Coming to America Randy Watson Sexual Chocolate over there. It does get a little bit tighter if you have the soft protectors. With hard stacks, you cannot stack 2 on top. You know, and I rather just do it this way, where you can squeeze it in if they're in the soft protectors, or you can just take them out and put them like this. It looks really nice. It doesn't have too much gap up top or on the sides. Now without a box, as you guys can see, there's a lot more you guys are able to put across. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16. So 4 more Pops. I have styrofoam in the back that's holding up the back part, but you can actually double stack pop boxes. So if you have enough pop boxes that you're not using, or you have them displayed somewhere else, you can actually use them to hold up the back part, and you can have them displayed out like this. I really like this display a lot. It shows them obviously out of box, and it's like right in front of their box as well. So, well, not that one, but I had to move all these around. But yeah, so it just shows them outside of their box, which I think looks really neat. Now this top part is, you know, I used to use this for grails or for, you know, as you can see, bigger pops like 6-inch pops or movie moments and stuff like that. So, and I have Tony's convertible over there, which is really good. The only thing is that with these ones, depending on the size of it, you are going to have a lot of gaps either on the side or up top. So just be aware of that. If that's one thing that bugs you, that's going to be something that, you know, comes up. So yeah, it's just, you know, you can customize a lot. Like I said, with these shelves, you're able to move up and down. The depth is one thing that I was kind of until I displayed it like this, the depth was kind of an issue for me because there was a lot of dead space. When I had them like this, you could seriously fit like 2, maybe even 3 more rows of pops. That's how far back this thing goes. And see if you guys can see. So like it's a good width where you can seriously fit, like a tight squeeze, you could probably get 3 shelves out of this if you're able to cut it, which I wanted to at one point, but I'm happy I didn't. You can seriously come up with 3 shelves if you're going to do in box display like this, and you know, just use that. But like I said, it is something that takes up a lot of space, but it also gives you a lot of space, a lot of options as well. So if I ever want to put the pops back in and move them somewhere else, I can put my Joker or Dragon Ball Z stuff in here and be able to customize the shelves accordingly. So customization, really, really good. Space though, takes up a lot of space. But it's kind of a give and take thing. So yeah, that is this bookshelf from Walmart or Target or anywhere like that. It's just a generic bookshelf that you can buy. So I'll try to put a picture of it up and then the link in the description for this one. So let's get on to the next one. Okay, so now for the next one, we have this. This is from Display Geek. If you guys saw the video when I unboxed it and put it together, really, really cool. Love this. Huge plus about this thing is that it can fit anywhere light and it can fit anywhere that you can pretty much screw it into the wall. Like this thing like makes it so like the bookshelf is really cool, but it sits on the ground. This, if you need to put it up in the air, wherever the office is at, if you're in your room, wherever, you could just, it has 4 spots for screws that you just screw it into the wall, and then that is that. The only problem I've had about this one is that this bottom part, it sags a bit. Now it doesn't sag a lot, but it sags a bit. It hasn't gotten worse, so that's a really good thing. Because I was worried about, you know, depending on what pops and stuff you put in. None of these, one of this is in the pop protector. It's a soft one though, but you can see there's still a lot of space up there. This one, I believe you can fit 4 across and it fits perfectly fine, or you could do what I did, put them sideways, and it has just enough space for you to pose your pops however you want, and plus you have room up top as well. So really, really cool idea. So to show a Goku one, I bought 2 of them. They do usually have this retro special. I think it's 2 of these and like 10 soft protectors for like 54 bucks. So honestly, it was a lot cheaper than both of the bookshelves that I got, and I got 10 soft protectors. I don't really use them as much anymore, honestly, but you get 2 of them, you get the soft protectors, and you're able to put this anywhere that you can pretty much reach and put 4 screws into the wall. So really, really cool. Really awesome idea. I love it, Display Geek. Really, really cool. Huge shout out to them. Depending on what I do in the future, because the twins are coming, I might, you know, have to get more of these to depending on how I'm going to customize the room and stuff like that. But really, really cool idea. Love it, Display Geek. Really awesome. Huge plus. Huge shout out to them. Make sure you guys follow them on Instagram. And like I said, they didn't pay me or anything. It's just me showing love to them because they have a really, really good product, and I really do like it. I said the only problem I have is the sagging part. Cardboard is good material. These little, you know, rips right here are because of me, not because of the quality of the thing. Just make sure you guys follow the YouTube video that they actually have of, you know, how to put this thing together. They have a lot of options for inbox, outbox, you know, and they have also backgrounds too as well, depending if you want like Dragon Ball Z, Star Wars, wrestling. They have themed backgrounds that you could put in the back as well. So make sure you guys check them out. Huge plus, love them. Really great company. Now onto the next one. Right in here. So this one is a non-glass shadow box that I bought this at Michael's, and it obviously it doesn't come with the glass, but I ended up painting it the blue and the orange for, you know, Dragon Ball Z. Now what I did was I got a piece of thick styrofoam and I glued it all the way across. I measured it, cut it, and glued it up against the back and on the sides. Now, as you could tell, it was starting to sag, and I had to find something to put it up. So I just cut out these thin strips of styrofoam, put it back up. It holds it up just fine. With this one, obviously it's customizable up to what you want. It's not too heavy. You know, it's definitely a lot heavier than the Display Geek ones that are made out of cardboard. This one's made out of wood, and it has like some sort of background where you can actually put like thumbtacks and stuff like that too. So if you ever just want to put like one pop and hang up a bunch of pictures or anything like that, it's a very good idea. Make sure you use Michael's. You can find these at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's. Make sure you guys go on their website. They always have like a 40% off coupon. Sometimes they have deals on display stuff where it's actually 50% off in store, but make sure you guys always use at least, it's like 40% off a regular price item, and you can use that anytime. They usually have an expiration date of the same day, but then the next day they'll have the same coupon. So, but yeah, so make sure you guys check that out. Like I said, with this one, it's pretty much up to you on how you want to customize it. It came white. I didn't have that middle part right there, but you can, you know, you can create your own kind of shelves. Like I was gonna have Broly in this corner right here and make a small shelf for him, put something else up top, but I ended up just doing it this way so I could fit my 6-inch pops out of box, you know, on here and kind of make this villain antagonist section over here. But yeah, so that is that option. That is I think they call it glassless shadow box that you can get from one of those crafting stores. So yeah, that is that option. Okay, so sorry for this to be a little bit dark. I kind of threw this one up last minute because this one I was using for a little bit. I'm not using it really at all. I don't think I have any of them up actually. I did have like 3 or 4 of these. These are from Walmart. They're not too bad. They are, I believe, like $10 each or something like that. They do sit, well, on this one, when I screwed it in, it wasn't able to sit flush, but these will sit flush, and the way this is, it's like a no-show kind of thing, which looks like it gives it a really, really clean look. As my friends can see, that there is, you're able to fit 6 out-of-box pops on there. There is like this little ledge or lip that's right there to kind of help them secure them from not falling forward or anything like that or out. Now, the thing is that if you remove them though, now, this is the problem that I had with these. So this is the main shelf that I used when I was first starting off my Vegito collection and stuff. I had this on top above my my bigger Vegito statues, and I put the pops on these. With that ledge though, it makes it so if you have them out of box, this little ledge fits perfectly. I believe you ever put like, I don't know if you could put 4. I think 3 was the most I could put. Yeah. So I don't have any more. So these are all out of box, so you guys can see how much it goes across. So really, you're only able to put 3 if you want it to sit flush, not out of box, but you know, with no pop protector. I have one here with a pop protector. It'll still fit in there. It's kind of a tight squeeze depending on which brand you use and stuff like that. So yeah, so it fits really good. But you know, if you want to just have 3 like that, that looks really nice as well. However you guys want to do it, and you guys can start adding some on top. This thing's only held up by 2 screws though. You're gonna have to screw it into, you know, whatever wall you have, brick, drywall, wood, whatever it is. Just make sure that you use anchors if you are screw it into drywall, because if you do plan on stacking more pops up top, it will you know, bring it down, because this thing is not meant to hold a lot, but you're able to put your collectibles on there. So 3 across looks good. If you want to put 4, you technically could. You have to put one up on the ledge a little bit and just kind of, you know, but then it kind of looks weird hanging off. Another thing that you could do, what I did actually, is you can actually find a piece of like cardboard or something, so it could just slip flush all the way, and then you can have them all so they're not, you know, it just fit all across. A little bit more work for you, you know, have to do, but just depending if that's going to bother you or not. But yeah, after that, you're able to stack up, you know, this is kind of a customizable one as well. I just do like on this one that there is no, you know, it's like a hide shelf or whatever they call it. You know, the other ones are as well, the Display Geek and the other ones are, but you know, after this, you can start, you know, putting them however you want. So it's up to you. It's a good option, cheap option. But alrighty, now for this one, I made this one myself. as you guys can see. So I just got a thin piece of, I don't know if it's plywood, but it's just a thin, long piece of wood that I got from Home Depot. It was really cheap, and I got these things that, you know, these, whatever you want to call them, hangers or shelves, or I don't know what they're called. Sorry guys, I'm still half asleep, but yeah, you can make your own. Obviously it doesn't look good because you have this big old freaking thing sticking up on the wall underneath, unless you have something that can cover it, which I used to. But you're able to kind of customize it as much as you want as well. I don't really have any like carpentry tools or anything like that. I have a regular saw that I used to cut this with, and I think the second time I went in, I had my cuts pre-measured, so that way you know, they're able to cut it there in store and make my life a lot easier. But as you can see, for this one, there's, you know, a lot of space in the front if I wanted to put these out of box, which I think I'm going to. I'm going to switch my room around a bit, so I'll probably display them out of box. But that is an option as well, and this is, you know, you can customize as much as you want. This one's not at, or these ones actually found later on. They're actually smaller, which is pretty cool. You know, and I was able to hide it a little bit, so really good option as well for you guys to look into. Like I said, this is just a shelf. I don't know what they call it at Home Depot, but if you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, you know, just look for this wood. It's usually pretty cheap. It's not that thick. You don't need it that thick. These things don't weigh a lot, and you're able to make your own thing. But honestly, for the price of you know, spending money to do this, unless you really need a specific length, then I would just get with this one from Walmart. So yeah, I just have them up there because they've been up there for a while and they do their job. So yeah, not gonna complain. Alrighty, and now to one of the, I would say probably one of the better displays that you can get out there. They are pricey, but they are always usually on sale, 40% off if you have the coupon, if they're not on sale in the store, or sometimes they actually have them for 50% off at the store as well. This one I had, like, this is seriously brand new. I just tore everything off of it. I think this one was selling for 60, and so you can get it for 30 if it's 50% off, or a little bit more if you have the 40% off coupon. I usually just wait till it's half off, or you can actually try to find these at the swap meet or any flea market or anything like that. There's usually some places that have these as well. So this is the baseball case, or baseball bat display case, that you can get at Lowe's, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's is usually where I get mine at. I will show you guys mine and Blue's bedroom right now that has her Harley Quinn collection, where we have them. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rundown. So with this one, you guys will see in the Harley room, or our bedroom, how many you could fit out of box. So when you first open this up though, you're gonna have this little spot where the bat will sit. So you just remove these. You have another one over here as well. And you have this little spot where the you know, the end of the bat sits. I usually just peel this off. So it's just stuck on, it's just held on there by glue. Those ones usually I've been able to just to pry them off, but yeah, it's just on there by glue. I just scrape a little bit off right there, but you could just easily paint that with a permanent marker because no one's going to see the inside that much. But so inside you have like this, like, I don't know if it's suede or, you know, you have this fabric down here that's really nice. Now when you when you're gonna stand your pops in here out of box, you are gonna have these little kind of lips or edges in there, as you guys can see. So make sure you do. A lot of the pops, especially like the Harleys, have the little circle, so I don't have to worry about their little feet getting caught in there. But you know, other pops might have that issue. So the other way to display these too, I haven't really seen too many people display it this way, but it is a good idea if you want to. I haven't used it yet, but we'll see. You can actually display these like this, where you have them still in box and you stack them up this way, and I believe that you could fit 6. Sorry. So with that little spot removed, you are able to fit 6 up and down pops like this, which is really cool. So my sister-in-law, my brother right here. So but yeah, so you have this. The only thing that you can't do is you can't have these in soft protectors because the lid won't close. But they do fit in here. The soft protectors do fit in here, and as well as hard stacks could fit in here as well. So like I said, the issue you're gonna have with these is that you can't close the front, which if you want to display them, if you don't want the glass case, you can add glass front, you can actually unscrew it right here. It's just 2 screws 3 times right there, and you can actually just hang this up because there is a little hanger underneath here where you just hang it not upside down, but up and down. But yeah, so when you have them out of box like this, you're able to close the lid and just gotta push them a little bit to the left and it closes up like that. So yeah, so you are able to display it like that as well. So not too bad of an idea if you want to start, you know, hanging them like that, which is really cool. So 6 in box that you can fit up and down this way. If you want to close it, it has to be out of or with no soft protectors or anything, and soft and stacks are able to fit in there as long as you take off the front door. So yeah. And this is kind of a random one. I found this at a Zero Records for like $4 when I first started collecting. It's the actual pop kind of shelf that they have. These aren't too bad. The only problem I have with it, the issue, is that it covers up a lot of the box. As you guys can see, you can barely see Tony Montana's face. You can use on this bottom one, you can use soft protectors. Stacks aren't gonna fit. They're gonna fit pretty tight in there, and it's gonna push this part out a little bit. So, oh god, just know that I'm not dropping that purple Mark Hamill. And then also too, when you start stacking them from behind, it is going to block some of the view, and depending on how high or low you have the shelf, I usually set mine up there. It's going to look like this, and it's going to cover up a lot of it, unless you get styrofoam or something where you can actually hold them up, which I used to do as well, so you can kind of show them, you know, sit a little bit higher, but then it's kind of more work for you to do. I felt like this wasn't done, you know. It's good if you're trying to sell it, because obviously at that point you don't care, but when you're trying to display, it is kind of a hassle unless you do it like that, which I've seen people do as well. But then this top one is kind of like, you know, this top one's just kind of sitting there. So I mean, there's different ways you can utilize this shelf, but it is really light. It is made by Funko, and like I said, I think I got it for $4, so I find my uses for it every now and then. But yeah, so last one we'll do is the glass display out of box with the Harleys. Alrighty, and then here is Babe's display case of her Harleys. So she likes these a lot more, so she had hers out of box first, so which she really likes, and it's actually pretty cool. You can fit, I believe it's 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, no, sorry, 10 pops across, and this is Harley Quinn, so she does have her, you know, her ears, or not ears, but her hat with the little thing sticking out to the side. So you're probably able to fit, you know, 12 regular size pops depending on what else it comes with. But yeah, so this is how Babe has her set up. This one, we just custom made this shelf. We actually found it next to a trash. We sanded it, cleaned it, and then painted it to this. So that's kind of a homemade random one that we did, but this is how it looks like displayed out of you know, out of the boxes going across. So it looks really nice, and you're able to, you know, she has 3 of them, as you can see that, and you know, in between stuff you're able to you know, put whatever you want. So we started putting these Harleys out. Even though we have the other one, we just want to, this one actually doesn't fit in the display. So yeah, that's another bad thing about it, is depending on how high, you know, how tall they are. This one, her little ball up top here was actually not letting her go in all the way. So just be aware of that when you guys are looking for the display cases, which pops you're going to be putting in, and just kind of get the heights of them and make sure how it's going to be. So we still have the little plastic things in there in the corner. They don't interfere too much. I think we have it out of this one, but yeah, so here's Babe's Harley Quinn collection. Still adding on to it. Looks really cool, especially out of box, and all the different Harley stuff too. So yeah, that is another option if you so choose to do it that way here. So here is her Incredibles from the movie. We have all of them. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This is actually 14 of them, because Jack isn't that wide, you know, and these aren't that big until it gets to Elastigirl. And she was able to fit inside, but just, you know, we're trying to fit all of them in there. So we just put her up top. And then here is that one we were talking about, I was talking about earlier, the Walmart one for the Coco, her Coco display in this corner over here. So you're able to, you know, stack up top and use them that way. So yeah, it has a little bit of everything here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alrighty, my nerdettes, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. That's it. These are the methods that I've used before for displaying my pops. So I know there's a lot more out there, so if you have one different, let me know in the comment section what you use, because I'm very curious. I'm always trying to find new ways to display my pops as well, to kind of, you know, get the most out of your space that you have, because I'm pretty much, as far as pop goes and stuff, we have our room, but that's just Harley Quinn stuff and whatever my babe has. But this room is, you know, pretty much, I was able to, you know, she let me have this room to display it any way I want, so I'm very happy. But yeah, I'm always trying to make the most use out of space that I have. So if there's any other methods that you know, please let me know. But from experience, these are the ones that I've used, and I can say that, you know, I've changed throughout, but yeah, for sure, these are the ones that I use most experience with. And if you have any questions about any of them that I didn't get into, let me know in the comment section. I will try to answer as soon as possible, or you can follow me in my Instagram. It'll be linked in the description. That's where I usually answer the fastest. So if you do have a question, just let me know, and the messages is there as well. But that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and as always, remember, stay nerdy.